I'm black. What's your ethnicity? I'm black. So now y'all see this shirt I got on, right? That's black. You know what I'm saying? What's up, BC Dynasty? This is your boy, the man, the myth, and the legend, your favorite Israelite, your dreaded hero, Mr. JB Zion, y'all. I love y'all. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, go ahead and like that, smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. This is where we learn about our history, our heritage, and our chosen destiny as the chosen people of the Most High, y'all. All praise. Yeah, so basically, we're going over the genetics of how African Americans, so-called, are linked to the children of Israel. We already know about Deuteronomy 28. The curses fit us perfectly. If you guys haven't read your scriptures, the Bible, the word of the Most High, is our ultimate authority. All this science and all this other stuff, right? We don't trust Esau's science. We don't trust, because it can always be skewed by personal bias. Bennett Greenspan and different people over family tree DNA. It kind of sways something. And a lot of these companies, I'm just going to be real, are owned by Ashkenazi Jews. So you can't really trust the science per se, but you can trust the Most High's word. We're just using science to see if true science that is unbiased verifies the curses, which is a miracle to humanity that we can show, right? That the word of the Most High prophesied that his people will go through these things. And the science and the oral tradition of the people, right, verify in fact that these people that went through the curses that Moses prophesied thousands of years ago actually can be proven to be the children of Israel. So in the last video, I talked about E1B1A. If most of you do your DNA, you're going to find yourself to be E1B1A. And when I say most of you, let me just clarify. If you know your dad's black and your mom's black, you can rest assured that you don't really have to do DNA. This is just, E1B1A is just basically saying, okay, your father's black, his father's black, his father's black. The correlating maternal group would be L0, L1, L2, and L3. Those are the four prominent African-American maternal haplogroups, which makes sense because Jacob had 4 wives that he birthed to 12 sons. That is the children of Israel. So we talked about E1B1A. We talked about the Yoruba, which is my people's, their oral tradition. Y'all, if you haven't seen that, but that changed my life, and I thank the Most High, and I thank him for my queen, my rib. She surprised me with that paternal kid, right? And I didn't know how much of that was going to change my life to know, okay, I'm not African American, right? And I almost certainly ain't no Crayola color black. I'm black. What's your ethnicity? I'm black. Because don't call me black no more. That don't exist. I'm not the color of this kufi I got on my head, right? But to be able to not just say black, don't even say that no more. Not just say African American, but I'm Nigerian, right? I'm Yoruba. This is all about restoring the Most High's family on earth. Restoring the family, this segment of humanity, back to their heritage and history. It's a restoration process. So now I know I'm Yoruba. And then I started digging into the Yoruba. And the vast majority of scholars and anthropologists say that the Yoruba people are Israelites. And that a lot of them migrated into Yoruba, that area, during the time of the expulsion of the Jews from Spain and Portugal during the time of the Inquisition. Or the advent of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile, right? I might have got those swapped, but you know. So I know I'm E1B1A. Family, that's what you guys are going to be when you do your DNA. You can do it from 23andMe and all these different companies. E1B1A. I know I'm Yoruba, African ancestry will tell you that kind of stuff, right? The oral tradition of these West African people is Hebrews, is Israelites, right? And we also talked about Jed match. We went into Jed match. Jed match kind of shows you what your DNA looks like compared to other groups of people and if there's any correlation. We saw Morocco Jews, right? We saw Moroccan Jews. Some of you guys might see Libyan Jews. I seen brothers say Algerian Jews. I didn't even show the Ethiopian Jews that was on my distance as well. When compared to these groups of people, we have a common denominator amongst various Jewish groups in North and even East Africa, because the Ethiopian Jews are East Africa. There's so many Jews in the continent, y'all. I'm going to do a video on the Afriat family and show you how the continent of Africa is named after these North African Berber Ephraimites like El Kahina and that kind of thing. But that's a whole nother thing. So So if you do GEDmatch, it's going to show you Moroccan Jews, Ethiopian Jews, Libyan Jews, Algerian Jews, North African Jews. There's so many Jews in Africa. Wikipedia has like 10 pages devoted just to African Jews. You got the West African Jews, which is us today, that migrated from the North African Jews, which were Sephardic Jews of North Africa. Our Libyan Jews, our Algerian Jews, all of this is Africa. You got Egyptian Jews, because our people were known for going into Africa. This corroborates the scriptures. Joseph going into Egypt, Abraham going into Egypt, Isaac going into Egypt, Yeshua going into Egypt, Paul being mistaken as an Egyptian. Y'all, it's too much history, y'all. So I'm gonna show you guys in this video, that my true ancestry part of the video, and just show you how it compares your DNA, not like GEDmatch to contemporary people, but my true ancestry takes you. And this ain't no sponsorship video for that, not right now, y'all. If they reach out to me, I might put a link or something, but basically, my true ancestry compares your DNA to old people, old archaeological dig sites from since the beginning of man. I don't know how they got time to dig up all these bones, but they can compare African Americans to all groups of people that have lived in different periods. That'll connect you to a past that might be more illustrious than African American. And come to find out, when compared to old bones, we are Moors. We come from Iberian Spain, right? We come from Al-Andalus, right? We are the Sephardic Jews. So I'm gonna show you some of that information in this video, y'all. And I'm gonna sign out from that video. My beautiful family, this is your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. JB Zion again, y'all. I'm back in this thing. So this is a recap. I didn't know what part I was gonna kind of come back in on, but I'm gonna do a little review of what we talked about in the last video. It's gonna be about the same stuff, y'all. I might go a little bit in more detail, but I'm just trying to make sure. I know it's a lot of information, and I want to kind of make sure that I've kind of went through that information. Now, one thing I want to point out that I didn't point out in the last video was the Jewish Virtual Library, right? I want to talk a little bit about this because this is going to segue from this DNA part to the oral tradition of the continent of Africa, right? So now let me maximize this so y'all can see this, y'all, right? So now the Jewish Virtual Library, right, talks about the Afran people, or Ifran people, right? Now these people are old Jewish people found in north central Morocco in the middle of the Atlas Mountains. Now this is Mauritania. This is like West Africa, y'all. And I can kind of show you. Let's go back to Wifran, if we will. So Wifran is this people in north central Morocco in the middle of the Atlas Mountains. Morocco's winter summer premier resort area, according to Judeo-African tradition. I love seeing that, y'all. Wifran is regarded as the first site of Jewish settlement in Morocco. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, they tell you that this Wifran Jewish people, right, date back to 2,000 or more years ago, y'all. Now, this is during the time of Christ. Even before that, I done seen some sources say 500 BC. You had this Jewish people in the west coast of Africa. Right? Many legends have been created about this ancient community. Now let's come down here. A Jewish kingdom was set up there, which was governed by the Ephraim family, or Ephrati. Now that's Ephraimite, y'all. Now, y'all like, man, he found out he was Ephraim and finding all this history. Y'all look up this stuff for yourself, y'all. Ephraim looks a lot like Africa itself. And I got other sources that go into Africa itself being known as the land of Ephraim by Josephus and a lot of other people, right? But basically, the continent of Africa, these white folks know how that continent is synonymous with Israel. I beg to differ, y'all, that when you do your research, y'all will find that most of the indigenous Hamite people have been displaced by Shemitic Israelite people in that continent. What I'm saying, what are you saying, JB? Most of that continent is the same people, and most of them are Hebrews and Israelites. Now, I got a lot of other maps that kind of show that stuff, but I just thought that was interesting that Jewish Virtual Library talks about this Moroccan Ephraim tribe of Ephraim, lost tribe community, right? And I already showed you guys the Davidic dynasty Jewish group that talks about how a lot of King David's seed After the expulsion, they went into Morocco. Or the scholars finding that. And then on top of that, y'all, then when you look at the Yoruba oral tradition, they say the same thing, that they came from Morocco when they were banished from Iberia, which is Al-Andalus, after 1492. And they say they're also Ephraimites, just like these are Friots that were found in Morocco. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, it's source upon source. All praises to the Most High Yah. It's too many sources that saying this stuff. And not just that, y'all, but just like in the last video, I showed you guys that according to the Jewish Encyclopedia, the Beni Ephraim live among the Yoruba. And this is the Ashkenazi's Jewish Encyclopedia. I ain't make that. So now I did want to pick back up. I showed you guys my paternal haplogroup on 23andMe, which is E16052. I showed you guys from ISOGIG, which is that 16052EZ, haplogroup E-Z, is E1B1A. I already knew that from EL45 and doing my African ancestry, which I showed y'all, Yoruba people. Y'all check that video out. Then I showed you the oral tradition of the Yoruba, saying that they came from Morocco. Multiple websites and sources said that. I got like 2 of them up. Then I showed you my JED match, right? I showed you guys that my JED match, when doing the admixture test among various groups, my DNA looks just like the Moroccan Jews or the North African Jews in a lot of my chromosomal portions. Then I saw there's a lot of Moroccan in it when compared with the Ethiohelix. Now this is Dodecad and Ethiohelix, which a lot of urban apologists say, oh, you're just supposed to use that. Wow, that's all I need to prove that we're the people. And one thing I didn't show was when you come up to my single population shape. Yes. So now my closest distance on this project is Limba, which we now y'all, if you know about the Limba people, you know the Limba have been verified with the Kohen Modo haplotype group as being linked to the sons of Aaron. Who are the sons of Aaron? The children of Israel. Through what tribe? The tribe of Levi, or Levi, right? In the Hebrew language, the B and the V are interchangeable. So their name verifies it. I had a great grandmother that called herself Levi. She said they burned her court records, and I can do a video on that from my mom's side. But it's too much information. And you know, Yoruba, I'm closerly linked than what this is saying because my paternal ancestry goes right back to them. So, but when you look under the Yoruba and the Ethiopians and the Lumbi, which is a lot of Israelite heritage with them, Jew-Ethiopian, Moroccan, wow, right? And this is MDLP. But a lot of urban apologists were saying don't use that. But I can use whatever you're saying, Dodecad, and that's where you see the Moroccan Jews. And if I use Ethiohelix, that's where you see all this Moroccan influence. Why is that important? The oral tradition of the Yoruba, that they're Jews that came from Morocco, right? So now I'm gonna go back to my true ancestry. So as you guys can see, Yoruba. Now I knew I'm Yoruba already. And this is just confirming the same thing. I've done multiple tests, and my paternal haplogroup went right back to them, and I already know. But it says the Yoruba were in Spain. Now, what were the Yoruba people doing in Spain? Right? Now, this is stuff they don't tell you. Now, it says that I'm a Yoruba person that was in Spain during some period, and I'm a Moor. These are my closest distances. You have some Khoisan in there, which are, a lot of people say indigenous African populations. And you're going to have that when people move in, but you see that distance is not as reliable as Yoruba, Nigerian, and Al-Andalus. Now let's look at a map real quick, y'all, because my true ancestry has a lot of different tools that you can use. Wow, y'all, what am I doing pinging? Let me maximize this, or matching, if you will. And this looks like Granada. Zoom in, because this would be that southern region of Spain would be like Granada would be in this area. And if I hover over it, it might tell me it's Granada. Yep, post-Rican. So we know this is Granada. Got 2 matches, one in the 16th century, which might not have been as reliable as one during the 950 AD. I say that because a lot of our people had been displaced by then, so they might bring it, but you might have some residue of people that were still there. But yeah, so what is African American? What are we doing in that area? Now, I understand East Africa and
West Africa. Now, what are we doing over here in the Canary Islands? Now, y'all check out TOTW Ministry. They've just done a beautiful teaching on the Canary Islands and Matthew DeSouza and a lot of good things that kind of show you this. But what are black people doing in Spain? Oh, but then when I go back to the Yoruba oral tradition, they say that they came from Morocco when the Jews were banished from Iberia or Spain. And the archaeology matches up. Right? So I just want you guys to see this DNA. It's not lying, Jay. We can verify that we're Israelites. And I know this is heavy, y'all. I know it's a lot of information. And I might do some follow-ups on it. You guys just comment and let me know. But we got old books. We got DNA, the oral tradition, which is verified by multiple sites. I didn't even put all the sites up that talk about the Hebrew for people. Then you got the Jewish Virtual Library talking about Moroccan Jewish civilizations dating back to antiquity. Then you got Jewish organizations saying that, we know that the descendants of King David were said to have went into Morocco, specifically the Dan Yayas. Right, that's where we get Yaya Negro. And they say that this is the same as the Barbanels. This is the same family. They were so interconnected. The Barbanels, the Al-Ghalais family, the Yaya Negro family, which is where we get being called Negro from. So there's some people that say using the word Negro as a byword in the proverb. It is linked to our history in terms of Yaya Negro, who was a brilliant, militant, Sephardic Jew that became prominent during the time of the Sephardic Jews when they were in Spain. But yeah, we just got too much history that proves that North African Moroccan presence, and that a lot of these West African people got to West Africa for migration, and our DNA shows that. Right, our DNA shows Moroccan Jews, North Africa, that we as West Africans got there from migration. When we was fleeing persecution from the Muslims and the Christians, right? So y'all, with that, I'm gonna sign off, y'all. But yeah, y'all, so thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something. Comment, like, share, subscribe. We are the people of the book, right? The Most High is pouring out knowledge like never seen before. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. And now we got E1B1A. We got Old Bones Mashed Oral Tradition. We got Jed Match Admixtures, Moroccan Jews, Ethiopian Jews, My True Ancestry, right? Which is also showing that, not just that, but we can prove that we are linked to Al-Andalus, right? Our Arabic Spain and the Moors, that we are that people. So that shout out to Noble Drew Ali, all praises and honor to the Most High, and honor to him using the prophet to bring that information when he brought it in the 20s. It's amazing, y'all. A lot of these African American pro-black groups were saying the same thing. And that's the mystery that J. Edgar Hoover feared black people would find out. That the Moors are saying the same thing we saying. The Nation of Islam, they got videos of Farrakhan saying we the children of Israel. And when that knowledge comes out that we are actually the children of Israel, right? And that all these groups knew it, and Dr. King and Malcolm X, right? And that is the last great revelation, is who we are as descendants of Israel. That the continent of Africa was named as being the hub of the lost tribes. Josephus and a lot of other scholars attest to that. So y'all, I just hope you guys got something out of it. Comment down below, like I said earlier. And I love you guys. Just love all the support we've been getting, man. I mean, we've been getting 100% support. I know that there's going to be some trollers coming eventually. We're a new channel. So you expect that with the growth. But I just want to thank you guys for keeping us motivated. We're going to be coming with these bangers every other day. I'm going to have these things slated. And you guys just reach out. We're going to answer every comment and love on you guys. And we just thank you guys. So from BZ Dynasty or Zion Dynasty, peace and blessings to all of you. And keep preaching the message of who we are as a people. With that, shalom.